everybody. It's been so long since we've talked. There are several things that I want to update you on and explain where we've been and why we have not been on YouTube for several months. So the thing is, we've just had a lot going on in our lives. The first thing I want to update you on are the sheep. As of the last, got notes. The last video that I posted was back in February 17th, actually. And that was on a ewe that we have that we thought had mastitis. And I'll link that video up here in case you want to see that video. Anyway, we thought she might have possibly had mastitis. It ended up turning out great. At the time of that video, we had 5 lambs. You can go back on our channel and I videoed each one. We had two sets of twins and a ram at that time. A couple weeks after that video, we actually had one more lamb, and I'm going to be throwing pictures and videos in as I speak as well. So we had the one that I've been waiting on. We had our first lamb off of our new ram, Bartholomew, who we call Bart. And Bart is a dorper. Our farm, we have just the regular blackhead dorper, and we have the white dorpers on our farm. This lamb is our first lamb from him, actually, and I've been wanting lambs with like different patterns and different colors for a long time, and so we finally got her. And I'm so sorry, I just did not have time to post videos or pictures or an update about her before now. So this lamb's mother, her name is Loudmouth. Now she got her name, my husband named her. He comes up with, just names like that. But anyway, she was kind of the leader of the flock, the loudest one out of all of them when we first got them. So he named her Loudmouth. So that name just stuck, and that's still what we call her. So she is a ewe from our first flock that we ever had. And she has given us several lambs in the past. I don't know how old she is. I mean, we've had her since 2019. We've had her for 5 years, and she was probably at least a year and a half, maybe 2, when we got her. So this lamb was born on March 18th, so right at a month after the last video that we posted. And Sophia wants to call her Megan, so I guess we'll call her Megan. As far as the rest of the flock, they're doing great. And the thing is, we don't have a lot going on with the sheep right now. During the summer months, we have plenty of grass. I'm actually looking at the pasture right now out of our front door. We have plenty of grass. We don't feed them hay, and we don't feed them grain or corn during the summer months. Now, I know a lot of people do that. I'm not against doing that at all. It's just that's a way that we can keep our costs down, and we've got plenty of good grass for them to eat. There's not much that we have going on with the sheep right now, which leads me into another topic that I want to share with you, which is the content of this channel. But before I get into that, I want to show you what else we've been up to so far this year. So we are members of a local group called the Alliance here in our county. Alcorn County in Mississippi is where we live. This group is I think they're part of the Chamber of Commerce, maybe. I'm not sure. This group is where local businesses come together. You pay for a membership, and then they have monthly meetings that you can attend, and that gives you an opportunity to learn about other small businesses in town. It gives you an opportunity to network with each other. And this group also helps to improve our city, the way our city looks, and also helps to bring new businesses into our town. So we are a member of that, and we had a chance back in February. It's actually on Valentine's Day. We went to one of the meetings. This ended up being a field trip for our whole family. The meeting was held at our local hospital, and it was sponsored by ARIVAC, our local ARIVAC team. We learned a lot about them, and we got to watch a demonstration of them taking off in the helicopter, and that, like I said, made a great field trip day. So that was something exciting we got to do. Then at the end of February, we celebrated Sophia's birthday. Let me just tell you a little bit about her birthdays. She usually comes up with a theme, and she usually does this the year before. She'll come up with a unique theme, and because it's a unique theme, you can't buy decorations really. I mean, you might be able to, but you can't really find a lot of decorations and things to go along with that theme. This year, the theme was Lassie. We read Lassie Come Home, and I'd also purchased the video, the movie Lassie Come Home, the old, I can't remember. I'll put it down in the description. I can't remember what year it was made, but it's a really cute, a good family movie. So we purchased that. We read the book first, then we purchased the movie and watched it. And that is what inspired her theme for her birthday party, which was a Lassie birthday party. So I printed out pictures and I laminated them, and we just hung up some Lassie pictures and made like a dog cake, and which she helped decorate actually. So the theme for next year's birthday party, at this moment, unless she changes it, is gonna be Shetland ponies. During this time, we were also preparing for Eli's high school graduation. As you know, we homeschool, and this year Eli graduated. So we had some senior events that we attended. I signed him up with the local homeschool co-op that they do a graduation. And during this time, he was also in the process of making some very big decisions about his life. And, we do ask our 18-year-old kids, because they're still kids, we ask them to make really huge decisions that's going to affect them the rest of their lives. So, but you have to. He's got to know where he's going, what he's doing, and all that kind of thing. So he came to the decision to enlist in the Mississippi Army National Guard. So he thought it through. We talked about it a lot, although it was kind of a quick decision, but we did talk about it a lot. And he said that this is just the best decision for him rather than go to college at this point. That may be something he does later in his life, I don't know. But rather than go to college, he felt that this type of training and this type of thing is actually going to help him get to where he wants to be in life and the vision that he has for his life. So although I was not exactly on board with that at first, I'm okay with it now, and we support him and we're proud of him, and that's what he's going to be doing. He actually leaves August 19th for basic training. And then he'll go into his advanced individual training, and he should be back home by the end of the year. He'll probably be back home sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, maybe even a little bit before that. We're not sure. I'm not sure exactly on how all that's going to go. So now we're preparing for him to leave, which is really, we don't have a lot to do, just trying to get our minds and hearts ready for him to leave. And I'm be so happy for you to pray for him, his spiritual strength, I guess, while he is away at this training. So I'll post more about that later once he goes, and you'll kind of see how that goes for us. All right, we also had the big solar eclipse in our area. It wasn't a total solar eclipse. It was very near a total solar eclipse in our area, though. We also made preparations for a really huge church event, or what I considered a huge church event. Our pastor and his family has been at our church for 25 years, and so we celebrated that back in April. The kids and I also attended a week of church camp. We go to a church camp in Arkansas. We also had Vacation Bible School a couple of weeks after that. And during all of that, work has picked up. As most of you know, we run a landscaping lawn care business. And so that picked up. We've actually had a little bit more going on. We've had other things we've had to go participate in. Those are just some main things. And although that may not sound like a lot, it did take a lot of preparation for us, just have to say. Needless to say, I had to put YouTube on the back burner for a while. When I started YouTube, something I promised and prayed about and promised the Lord and myself that I would do is to put my family first. My family comes before YouTube. So it would be God, my family, church, and then after all of those things, then YouTube. So I need to invest in my family now and plus Eli's going off to basic training. I don't want to miss any of these moments with my family, so I want to be 100% here for my family. So that has to come first. At times, I realize I will have to put YouTube on the back burner, and hopefully it won't be for several months like it was this time, but just depends on what life, what the Lord brings into our lives and what we're dealing with at that time. So what I'm trying to say is YouTube there will be times where I put YouTube on the back burner. Now I want to share with you some things that are going to happen with this channel. At first I started this channel as just a digital video log and as a creative outlet for me, and also a way to connect with others who may be able to relate to us. Just to basically have a video journal of our family for my benefit, if for no one else's benefit. Then after doing a couple of videos, I've started realizing the potential with the channel to create a stream of income for our family. I began doing research about that, which led me to thinking that I needed to niche down, which means, I'm sure most of you know what that means, but that means doing your channel on one topic only. So, just one topic, not several things all mixed in together. And the word on the YouTube street is that doing that will help you create a stream of income faster than doing some type of family lifestyle vlog channel. So I started thinking along the lines of, okay, well, what do I enjoy and what do we do here that we could reach out to others and maybe help others with? And that was sheep and like just small scale sheep farming. We really enjoy having our little farm and our sheep. I quickly realized that we're not going to have enough content on solely sheep. And plus, we don't feel that we're experts by any means with sheep. There's a lot of things we've learned, but we're not experts. I just don't have enough content for that. So like I stated earlier, we really don't do much with the sheep. During the summer, we check them visually to make sure they're okay, of course. We make sure they have water. And we let them loose. We're really kind of hands off during the summertime. So during the summer months, we just don't have much farming or sheep stuff going on to keep a channel going just on that topic. While YouTube was on the back burner, I've been thinking about and trying to decide if I should even keep this channel going. And if I do, what would work for me so that I would have enough content for the channel? Would it work for us to just do a family style vlog channel? Our lives consist of so much more than just the sheep and farming. The channel would consist more of homeschooling, which I'm also not an expert on, but I can share some ideas and some things. Cooking, organizing, basic home stuff, and tending to our flock and doing a little bit of farming. Like this year, we didn't even have a garden. We didn't grow anything. We had plans to do potatoes, but I think we had a lot of rain this spring and time just got away from us, and it was just too late by the time we could get out there and do it. So we didn't do any of that. The channel would consist of farming and taking care of the sheep. And I would try to get videos of the sheep quite often, but so that's what we're going to move into. We're going to move this channel into more of a family vlogging type channel, which will still consist of farming and, I left out one major part, and that's work. Our business that we run, it would consist of that as well. So I really do like putting videos together. This is something that I did not know that I would enjoy so much. I may not be that good at it, and I know that I'll get better as time goes on, but I do enjoy it. It is somewhat of a creative outlet for me, but it does take a great deal of time to do, and pre-planning and editing and just all the things like that. So it does take a lot of time. So that is why I'd like to turn this channel into a stream of income for us. It may not be a lot of income, but just to help out with our family, which would mean that I would need to turn it more into a business-like stream, a business-like thing. As I alluded to earlier, many people say that family-style vlogs are dead, and they say that those types of channels don't generate much income. That may be the case. The channels that I watch a lot of them are vlogs and just family stuff that I can relate to, because I usually end up learning, something like a trick or a shortcut or how to do something, or I don't know. It's just because I relate to it, because that's the life I live. So if I can relate to it, and I still watch family vlogging type videos, and I assume other people still do also. So I'm not trying to, make a fortune or grow a huge empire of a business or anything like that. I just want to create a stream of income, how much ever that may be, how much ever the Lord decides, what we need. What is popular on YouTube is something called edutainment videos. So it's videos that entertain but also educate. And I like those videos as well. And I will probably try to do some of those videos. Hopefully it will fit in our genre of videos. So I am going to keep the channel going. I will incorporate more homeschooling, homemaking, and just our general weekly activities. With the addition of that in our channel, I feel that we may possibly lose some of our subscribers. Right now we have 359 subscribers, which is very, very, very tiny potatoes compared to other channels. I'm excited about the 359 subscribers that we have, and I'm so glad you are here. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed and those who have watched our videos. I do hope that these videos are relevant to you and that you can still relate. I'm amazed at that number, 359 subscribers. And with this slight change in the channel, I assume we will lose some of our subscribers, but it is the direction that I have to go in if I want to keep doing this. So, see, this channel is also something Sophia gets excited about at times. She likes to come up with ideas and she's always wanted to have a cooking show, a cooking channel. So we may do, some more cooking, and I may get her involved in that. I do want to grow the channel. I've got several videos coming out in the coming months, and this is footage I've taken over the last couple of months that I want to put together and get out to you. One of those videos is about our steer that we raised to have butchered for meat. So we did get that done, and I will get a video out about that. So the things that I want to do with this channel is to honor the Lord. We are Christians. I want to honor God. And I want to be an encouragement to you as well. Maybe I'm looking for encouragement as well. It may seem that YouTube is flooded with content creators. I would not consider myself a content creator, just someone that's enjoying putting videos together, and we want to share a little bit of our lives with you, not every single thing, because I am an introvert, a pretty private person. So we're pretty private people. Some things are just going to stay private. Some things we don't mind sharing and want to share. So anyway, that is the update video. I feel like I've been rambling on. This video is 36 minutes. I'm going to cut some of that out. I never know how to end these videos. If you watched all the way to the end, I want to say that I appreciate you so much, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video.